There was only one man for the job.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Good morning. Happy last day of June. Today's a big day. Let's see how this monthly candle paints. We'll get going here once I see we got everybody can hear me. All right, let's see what's going on. Oh, nice. Thanks for joining. Thanks, guys. Thank you. All right, cool. Great. Let's get into it. Let's roll right over. I'm gonna get the share screen ready. And we'll talk a little bit about how I'm prepping for the day. So let's share up over here. Let's come on over and let's do this. Where are we? All right, at this point, you should all be able to see my screen. There it is. Good. Okay. Yep. So just taking a look, overarching monthly. Okay. We have a beautiful, pretty bullish candle coming off last month, which created a bullish order block, right? So going into this month, we have obviously dipped into the order block and got out of the order block. The most encouraging thing for bulls going forward to kind of signal strength throughout the rest of the summer would be an up close here, and actually a continued up close next month to create some sort of imbalance. Let's see how today ends. We had data this morning and it gave us a little bit of a pop and dump. So and we'll get to that, right? Every move can be justified here, and I want to echo that clearly, and that kind of plays out to exactly what we said yesterday. So coming over to the weekly, a whole lot of the same. Let's see how this weekly candle paints as well. The open of this candle was 726. No, that's not correct. 20,014. So close above that would paint that green candle right here. Otherwise, not so ideal. Okay. There is a little bit of a divergence between NASDAQ and the S&P SPY. ES is that futures ticker. If we come over to ES, you're going to notice that we didn't get into this weekly fair value gap just yet, while NASDAQ we did and we left. Okay. So could there be a situation where we reach down on ES, go get into that specific level before taking that next little level higher? That's a possibility. Today, of course, we will see how that all shakes out. Now, just like yesterday when we spoke on just our smaller time frame idea, right? We had anticipated us getting into that daily fair value gap right here. This is a bearish fair value gap. Let me clean that up a little bit right there. Okay. And I wrote showtime. The reason I wrote showtime is because at this point, right, this could either be the best short or the quickest stop out of your life, right? There are a lot of things lining up for the downside argument here, which we'll get to when we go over to the hourly in about 2 seconds. But getting into this level on our first shot, right, following a retracement down into a bullish imbalance here, the big problem for me is that, as you all know by now, if you follow my model at all, you know that I like to get things in discount of a specific range, right? And we are still really nowhere near discount of this range, okay? So even with this bounce, right, if I'm looking for a prolonged long-term idea, this really wouldn't meet the criteria for that due to the fact that we did not get into that discounted level, right? So at this point, I would not be shocked whatsoever for us to run down and get deeper into that, even ES get into that deeper fair value gap on the weekly time frame. We'll go over to SPY in a second as well, but here's where it all comes together, right? Yesterday we have our bearish range, of course. We had our retracement into discount yesterday. We got into the discount hourly fair value gap and also that discount daily fair value gap. The only difference was that we had this bearish breaker right here. So a bearish breaker is your high, low, higher high, break down below it. We would anticipate the entire candle of that down close candle in the sequence to act as a resistance level moving forward. And look at the reaction to it thus far. Yesterday, we got into it, ended up coming down to this hourly fair value gap and running higher to complete my model on a shorter time duration. Now it's going to be looking like something like this. Okay. And there it is. So we did just hit discount of our hourly range. What's the one thing that you're going to notice here in comparison to any other time my model sets up? There's no hourly bullish fair value gap here. So I have zero confidence behind these. All these imbalances that are going to be occurring inside this time frame here are all going to be a much smaller time frame, not something highly probable in my opinion. Sorry, early Friday morning. But so ultimately, I'm a little on edge here. I'm not really looking all that hard into longs at the moment, right? I'm, really these relative equal lows, very, very shady. Okay, and ES makes it even worse. So if we look at SPY or the S&P, you're going to notice a lot of 1, 2, 3, 4 relative equal lows. Just not all that ideal, right? Those equal lows that I pointed out on NASDAQ, those were actually equal, right? Look what happened here. You had some divergence. ES took out the low while NASDAQ did not. That gave us that next little leg higher, right? So we made that manipulation move pre-market to the upside, got into that bearish breaker. Now we're going to have to, wait it out and see what happens here. But I'm not really all that bullish. Now look, a close above, where are we? Go back over. Close above this bearish hourly and that breaker, and that changes things for sure. At that point, all-time highs are right around the corner. But until then, this is an area in which I'm not really, dying to take longs, if that makes sense, right? So that's just a little bit on NASDAQ SPY just for the day. I know it's the last day of the month, so even, it could be rather muted, right, to paint our overarching monthly candle in a really bullish manner. And then early next week, we go get these lows. That's also a possibility that I'm, putting in the back pocket. But that's just kind of my idea and game plan going into today for NASDAQ as a whole. So let me come on over to the chat right here and see if anybody had anything. Okay, cool. All right. So if anybody has any names that they want to take a look at, please feel free to drop them in. If you haven't already, do as my boy Jared says, please like the stream, share it, drop comments on it. I appreciate it. That's all good stuff. Now, I know yesterday we talked about the special guest. Cajun brought it up just now in there. So luckily we didn't have technical difficulties while we were already live and everything like that. But there was a little bit of a technical difficulty. So we will get that sorted out for next week. But our special guest, Mr. Jake Lake at Seeker, for any of you who do not know, he was kind enough to drop a couple of unusual flow tickers with and I'm going to do the chart in the background of them. He was looking for whether it was large premium, anything unusual, names that you don't typically see on a shorter dated basis. That way we can kind of see if there's anything up on a much smaller time frame. So thank you, Seeker, for that. I'm looking forward to having you on here next week for sure. So the first one that I want to bring up is actually one that was just commented in the chat, PDD. Okay, so Seeker mentioned the flow on this, and it was short dated to the bull side. So if we were just to come on over, and I know Chinese names haven't been doing anything in forever, right? Really, really odd. But it's at least worth a look, right? So if we were to take a look right over here, and we'll notice just from our inception overarching range, we got deep into discount, did not take out this low. Okay, that's no big deal, but we did respect this bullish monthly imbalance right here. Okay, there it is. Boom. There's your little run higher on the initial first pump, right? Here's another bullish imbalance here, bullish order block as well. This one looks a little sloppy, but plays nonetheless. Continued run higher. Here's yet again another bullish fair value gap, retracement, gets up into our monthly imbalance, which we have not touched. This is our first tap of that level, right up in here. Now, from this point, that bullish flow came in. That would ultimately complete my model. That is quite far away from a weekly perspective. This could be the greatest short of your life. It could also be the quickest stop out of your life, right? To me, this structure is bullish. I would not really be looking for any more downside in something like this. The only difference is this thing actually going to move? So let's drop it down into a smaller time frame as well. PDD, let me erase some of these. Okay, so as you can see here, this is our overarching, but our recent price run that took out these highs right here and these highs as well was that low to that high. You got your discount retracement into your bullish imbalance. You got your run through high. So my model was completed. Unfortunately, I haven't charted this in a while, but let me clean this up. But there is my model in a nutshell: low, high, discount retracement, bullish imbalance, run for highs. And a model complete. So now on to the next. We slide on over right here, and that's where we currently sit. 2 imbalances down there in discount right now on the weekly time frame in which we currently sit. Okay, we did not go and reach these 169.45s. So this is just a pretty interesting shorter dated setup on PDD. Overarching, like we said before, there was that 1 monthly imbalance that we got into and rejected off first try. There is this untouched weekly volume imbalance right here. But otherwise, notice how there are very few of these red boxes. These are bearish imbalances. There's not many left, right? The only one untouched above this level is right here. Okay, so that was definitely a little interesting to see. Big premium on that flow. And Seeker, if you would just drop that in the chat, the exact numbers on that specific order or set of orders that you sent, that would be awesome. Thank you. So that was the first one that he brought up. The second one, these can get a little costly in terms of your options contract, so take that for what it's worth. But here is MSTR, Bitcoin, big Bitcoin name or relation to Bitcoin, I should say. Now, you could see your initial little run here. You have high, low, run for highs again. Now, here is your second little level. Now, take a look. What do you see here on the monthly? Low, high, discount retracement. Here's your bullish imbalance on the monthly time frame. So a run through highs would complete my model there, almost just under 2,000, 1999. Now, there's not all that much time left on our monthly candle, of course, but an up close, if this were to do something pretty wacky today and close above 1602, that would create a bullish monthly volume imbalance, right? Or a gap higher that would really incentivize that 2000. But at the moment, we are not closing up. But ultimately, this is where I think it is. And there was quite a bit of bull flow to the upside on that as well. So let's take a look over here at our monthly time frame, and here it is. I drew that a long time ago. Low, high, discount retracement. So far, so good. You'll notice no imbalances here on a higher time frame as well. We got into this weekly bullish fair value gap, bullish imbalance, right? There's 2 types of imbalances that I look for. They're fair value gaps, which is something like this inside a candle, and you have the volume imbalances, which are our gaps. Okay, there it is. So far, so good. You have one little volume imbalance here, and then essentially smooth sailing to that 2000. So that's MSTR. That's another good one. And the last one he gave me was, I guess on cue for last night's debacle. Debate. Here is your bullish monthly imbalance right here. We got into it for the second time. I don't really love these lows. To be honest, this is really not one that I would have loved, but there was unusual flow. That's why we brought it up, of course. But this is not really, look, if we were to get in here and, kind of camp out above that imbalance, I'd feel okay about it. The fact that we had this low wick here is just a little shady. I know we're up a little bit pre-market as well, 12%. That helps that we had some volatility last night with all that went down. So could be a hot press, but those relative equal lows are really shady. It doesn't necessarily have to come get them immediately, but at some point or another. That's just something that would prohibit me from looking on a long-term scale. So but that would be DJT. So again, thank you to Seeker for those. Those were all unusual flow names that had surfaced over the last couple of days. And like I said, he'll be on here with me going forward. We just had some technical difficulties. So let's come on over here and let's pump on. I'm going through the chat right now. So again, if you have any names you want to take a look at, just drop them in there. We'll get them going. I want to also share that every time we get over 500 live viewers, which we have right now, I do some sort of giveaway or something like that. Right now, we have 3-day trials to come trade with us after these. Right at 9:30, we go over in the Discord. We go into live trading for the day. So if you want to try that out, 3-day free trial link, it's in my bio. It's also mentioned on here in the stream as well. So but let's get into our quick draw. Quick draw essentially is just us running through some names. You're going to notice there's a recurring theme on how I kind of digest some of these names, and hopefully that's insightful to you for how I do it. So here's a quick draw. All right, beauty. Let's go. Let's see. Actually, first, I'll go with the ones you guys do for sure. Let me run through Tesla really quick. I just want to see where we currently sit. Okay, so Tesla is one that we spoke about on our first day and all the way until now. Beautiful. Okay, so you'll notice. I don't know if you guys can see my alerts from your end, but there's my alert. This is where I was looking for Tesla to go. That is buy side, right? And that was to complete the Mando model. There it is. Bingo. So that's great. 205 is still that at-large target. That is the beginning of a monthly bearish imbalance. Okay, so that is something that is still of interest to me. Again, I'm not really thinking all that hot of the market at the moment with us reaching into that bearish breaker, but I gotta leave it as is. Once I see some sort of bullish level mitigated, at that point I'll say to myself, okay, now I think we're gonna retrace down into discount. But until then, nothing really on this chart right now is showing me that we want to retrace whatsoever. So I'm still looking for upside, still that 205. With time, I wanted to continue and stay strong. But Tesla was awesome. I mentioned it on Wednesday when we first started this show, so I wanted to bring it back up because that was an absolute banger. Let me come on over here. Let's see. I got a, where is it? Where is it? Oh, that was weak. That was
bonus points.
I like that one too.
Bonus points.
I don't know why it's doing that. There it is. Okay, good. Where's that? I have a really good one. Hold on. Here it is.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, that's the one I wanted. Okay, cool. So, and for anybody who was interested, Seeker dropped those flow tickers as well. For PDD, MSTR, and DJT. Thank you very much there, Sir Lake. All right, so now let's get into the names that you guys said. So we went over PDD. Let's go over Chewy. Okay, we talked about Chewy yesterday. I'm really not a fan, not for any other reason besides the fact that it just doesn't meet the criteria for my model, right? I'll be the first one to tell you I'm not looking at this as a long-term bearish name or anything like that. It just if you stick around and you see how I operate, you're going to notice that there's a recurring theme, and the recurring theme is when I'm looking to go long on something, I want that discount retracement. And right now, technically, we still have that bearish structure. A move over 40.78 changes that, but also ironic how when we talked about this yesterday, and I said essentially the same thing. I know we got a big run, but look what happened. We yanked, filled up all of these imbalances, and then ultimately pulled back inside them to close out the day. So, I don't got any hatred or anything like that for Chewy. It's got a huge range. That's one encouraging thing for bulls, right? On the monthly time frame, you would need to move over that 53.06 in order for you to create that monthly bullish breaker. Still very possible, but you can get that at first immediate shift on the weekly time frame with a move over that 40.78. Now, I personally, like I said, see how many red bound boxes here. I know we filled a lot of them up, but look at the reaction to the bearish breaker right over here. Still there's a lot of resistance overhead here, just in terms of overall price. So, for me personally, not really a setup I'm looking to mess around with. But if you want to just get funky with it, right? Everybody can say, "Oh, Roaring Kitty tweeted, Roaring Kitty did this, Roaring Kitty did that." Oh yeah, right. Gotcha. Okay, but what is this right here? Ding dong. There it is. Low, high, discount retracement, bullish imbalance. Run through highs. Made a model complete. Okay. And yeah. So price is algorithmically driven, and every move that happens on this chart can be justified. If we were to look at it like this right now, right? I mean, even with that nastiness, look, I think this is fairly low probability, but I guess you could still structure an idea off of this, right? Using this imbalance right here that we're currently inside, the low of it, that's where it likely goes bad, and that's when you can get a deeper retracement. But yeah, I mean, I'm not very interested, to be honest with you. But like I said, this is a discount imbalance right here, and that can be used as some structure. So that's chewy. But let's see. Oh wow, Seeker on the Rumble. Haha. Where are we? Amazon, sure. I think Amazon's at all-time highs, so I might not have all that much for you. Yeah, Amazon. There she blows. Okay. Whoa. Right. Yeah. So Amazon at all-time highs. Unfortunately, I don't have all that much for you due to the fact that I just don't have any information to my left anymore. Right. I don't have a clear draw on liquidity, a clear area in which I believe price will go to due to the fact that there are resting orders above. Right. We don't have that here. And that's the thing when people kind of give these like Amazon to 270. It's like, where are you coming up with this? We've never been there before. So there's no like draw on liquidity. There's no orders resting up there that the algorithm's going to get. So, that's just my take on it. But really was a nice move here. Low, high, lower, low, break up and through. Once we took out this candle, that is our bullish breaker. We can anticipate that acting as a support level moving forward. Tap. Gonzo. So yeah, unfortunately, not all that much to add on Amazon due to the fact that it's all-time highs. I usually don't bring those up and don't look to trade those names when they are at that all-time high. So let's see what else. I'll run through a few more quick. Sorry. CMG. Okay. Let's see. CMG. Yeah, another all-time high. Don't really have all that much for you. There is a weekly bullish imbalance here as well. The only thing, like I said, this could very well get in and get out and keep going higher. The only thing at this point is the only point of liquidity that I could even look towards is that 69.27. Other than that, I don't have anything. That's why I like discount retracements, right? Market tends to deliver into discount, right? And we're gonna do it next week. I know I said we'll do it today, but I was talking to Seeker and we wanted to show a little flow names as well. But look, there it is. Discount, bullish, imbalance, run for highs. My model is complete. This is your current range. Okay. It's just hard for me to look from like a larger perspective. Let me zoom in. Note due to the fact that we're so far out. But this is a bullish imbalance. You can use that as structure for the idea. But for me, it's not one that I would like. Let's see. Arm. Another one. You guys are killing me. You guys are the chasers, retail chasers. Here's my model. Low, high, discount retracement, run for highs. That's from 80 to 160. That's a beautiful double dipper. And yeah, so where we currently sit, we have expanded since getting into weekly bullish fair value. Yep. So again, I'm not saying that once price gets into that bullish imbalance in premium, right? Premium is over 50%. Discount is under it. I'm not saying that it can't keep going, right? It's just one that I don't look towards due to the fact that the risk reward is much less, right? Less reward, more risk. So it's not really ideal for me. Okay. Let's come on over to Airbnb. Sure. Let's look at Airbnb. I think this one's just kind of a cluster. Hold on. If I remember correctly. Not bad. We got into discount, swept that low as well. Got that bullish imbalance here. Ideally for bulls on this monthly time frame, you get a nice move today, close $2 up. That would prevent a monthly bearish imbalance from forming. If that monthly bearish imbalance does form, I wouldn't be shocked if we saw lower, to be honest. So, you know, or just not long term. I'm not saying dumping, right? I think you can get in, rebase, and it'll be a slower mover as a result of that. It just creates higher resistance in that run for liquidity by creating that imbalance. So not ideal for me. Let's see, where are we? I got time for one more here. AMD higher time frame looks good. CELH has equal lows that are really sketchy. Here, I'll run through these really quick. Ready? AMD higher time frame setup looks great, holding on to this bullish fair value gap here and the bullish breaker, not bad. Let's go over to CELH. I'll show you. These equal lows are terrifying, right? 1, 2, 3, right? All of these down here, they're just chilling. All that's telling me is that there's liquidity down here. Is that the draw, right? We actually are slipping up on this final imbalance down here in discount. So just a little shady. There are relative equal highs. So at some point or another, could we run back all the way up here? I wouldn't be shocked by that either. The thing is, are we searching for liquidity right now down here? That would be not so good, right? And if we were to expand this into like a monthly price run, we would look more like this, and you know, that would not be something that shocks me. So that's CLH. And let's see, I got time. One more. End phase, yes. Let's do end phase. Nike we talked about yesterday, Ben. I can show you when we get into the group as well. But ELF almost complete, one of your assignments. All right, let's do ELF and shoot, trading stocks. When we go into the group, I'll do Roku for you. I meant to do it last night. Yeah. Oh, cool. Thanks, Pernell. Yeah, no, just everything has to be very, very methodical and mapped out, or else you're just, you know, rolling the dice. And I want to do end phase, and let's do where is it? Nike, because we talked about Nike. Snaz, we can go Rumble in the group too. So check this. End phase completed my model, and look what it did. Sweep these highs. Ready? From low, high, discount retracement, bullish imbalance is also a bullish breaker. Sweeps the high. Bloop. Okay, that's liquidity. That tends to happen. Okay, so that is end phase, and then the last one was Nike. Go back and rewatch yesterday's little episode. We're down here at 82. Okay, and just look what I said. Right, bearish imbalance, relative equal lows. Yeah, that's deep in discount for bulls though. So yeah, I mean, from after yesterday's earnings dump, we are deeper into discount. It's not all that bad. There's an untouched imbalance down here at 77. You know, I wouldn't be shocked by that. I would have to look at other time frames, but anyways, that is all I have for today. Thanks for everybody who joined. Good luck today, and we'll talk back on Monday. Monday. I'll be back Monday. So I'll catch everybody again. Thanks for joining.